I don't care what time of year it is, today is the perfect time to reevaluate your life, how you spend and what you use. I want you to do a little life audit to see what you can do to lessen the impact you have on the environment without sacrificing your lifestyle or your home comforts, and also your bank account. So with that being said, I'm going to dive straight into this video with some easy, simple, eco-friendly swap ideas that you can do today to lessen your impact on the planet and our oceans, and also save you a little bit of money along the way as well. Bottled water is the biggest scam known to man. I feel like bottled water is so wasteful, it's so expensive, and also the microplastics that have been proven to be inside every single bottle of water is terrifying. So for a very easy swap, I urge you to please get a reusable water bottle if you haven't already, and just refill it straight from your tap at home. Now, depending on where you live or what country you're from, you might not want to be drinking the tap water, so I do recommend in getting a filtered water system, either built in with your sink or to put in your fridge or on the side of your counter in the kitchen. I'm currently testing one that attaches directly to my tap, as I don't have any room underneath my sink. But I also used to have a jug that used to sit on top of my counter that I used to refill all the time. But what I do now is just use the filtered tap water to either put straight into my reusable water bottle, or I put it into my fridge, which has a compartment to cool my water down, and I just keep refilling it that way. This is going to save you so much money on bottled water. Just go through how much you might have spent on bottled water throughout the year. It's quite scary. There are so many reusable water bottles in your local charity shop right now, I can guarantee it. So get a couple so you can keep one in your car, you can keep one at home, and you've always got one in case you're on the go. And for those that like sparkling water, I think it tastes like static. But if you like drinking sparkling water at home and want to try making your own flavoured sparkling water, then check your local charity shop to see if they have their own sparkling water machine, or if you buy new with the canisters, it's probably going to last you a lifetime. While discussing single-use water bottles, also think about your disposable coffee cups, cutlery, stirrers. All those things usually are made of plastic and they're incredibly wasteful. So again, like getting a reusable water bottle, see if you can buy a couple of reusable flasks from your charity shop. And again, you can have these with you on the go or at home, and when you go to your local coffee shop, you can use your refillable coffee cup to save on plastic. And usually, depending on the coffee shop as well, they offer you a discount in doing so. In the UK, we banned single-use plastic bags a long time ago unless you paid for them at supermarkets, and this has helped drastically reduce the amount of plastic bags that are entering our waste system, but they're still available to buy. So I encourage you to have your own stock of reusable bags that are strong enough to carry heavy things, and also you've got a few different sizes as well. Keep some in your car, keep a few small ones in your purse or your bag, and you'll never have to buy a single-use plastic bag again, I assure you. And for people that use the single-use plastic bags for their bin liners at home, it's going to be cheaper and more sustainable to buy recyclable options at the supermarkets. But again, use what you have if you have thousands just stocked up in your cupboard at home. I've not used plastic-based sponges and scrubbers in my kitchen for years now, and I never look back. I feel like the plastic-free alternatives do such a good job at cleaning dishes at home that I don't think that there is ever a need for a plastic sponge. The microfibers that shed from the plastic sponges, you know, the yellow and green ones, they just go straight down your sink, and then the microplastics then end up in the ocean. And microplastics in the ocean is a huge, huge problem because they never fully biodegrade. They just break down into smaller and smaller pieces. Then fish and other microorganisms ingest these. And because it's plastic and it's chemicals, it's changing things on a biochemical level. So the less plastic that we put in the ocean, the better. So please avoid any plastic sponges and scrubbers at home. These are the ones that I currently use, and I feel like they do such a good job. If you visit your local plastic-free shop online or in store, they will have plenty of options for you to choose from. And the best part is, over time, these will break down and you'll be able to compost them at the end of their life instead. Another simple swap you can do today is swap out your plastic period products for reusable plastic-free options instead. Not only do traditional tampons and liners contain plastic, but they're also bleached and use chemicals to manufacture these, and these are going to be all up in your bits. So get rid. And plastic period products create so much waste annually, and also they're so expensive. I have had a reusable period cup for so many years now. It's actually on its way out. I've used it that many times. I think I've probably had it for nearly 10 years now. It is the best thing I've ever invested in. I think I paid £14 for 2 cups once, and I've still got them to this day. Mind you, I do need to replace them now because they are falling apart, but you tend to have one for around 10 years. Now, £14 for 10 years, I'm not good at maths, but that sounds like a really good deal to me. If you're not a fan of period cups, you can also get organic, plastic-free tampons and liners now from different brands. I'll label a few here. I've not used them myself, as I use reusable liners and my cup, and that does me fine, but you might want to try a few different products before you find the one that suits you. Sticking with the bathroom theme, I am never going back to bleached toilet roll ever again. To get toilet paper white, they use bleach and other chemicals, and I think it's so unnecessary and so unneeded. And most companies don't use recycled paper when they're creating their loo rolls. They're just chopping down fresh trees every time, and I think this is so wasteful for the environment, especially when we've got such a big recycling problem. I love the brand Naked Paper, who use recycled cardboard for their paper, and they also have a bamboo alternative if you're wanting something a bit softer. I just use the recycled paper and it does us fine. Again, I'm not wanting bleach and all that chemical up in my business. If you're wanting to take it a step further with your toilet hygiene, I highly recommend getting a bidet. Now, in the UK, it's not that common to have bidets fitted. Actually, I don't think they are fitted as standard. I've never had a house with a bidet attached. And I feel like it's so strange that everywhere else in the world seems to be very familiar and it'd be normal to have a bidet. But for UK and maybe America as well, I think it's seen as weird, or we just don't have them. And it boggles my mind. So I'm hoping I can fit one on my own toilets this year. I've got a downstairs and an upstairs. Don't think I can fit it on the upstairs one actually, because it's built in. But I'll give it a go. And again, by using one of these, it's going to be more hygienic and you'll be saving money on toilet roll. Sticking to the toilet theme, if you flush wipes down your toilet, please stop. Even the biodegradable wipes that you get in the supermarkets these days that have the little green label and says biodegradable, they're not biodegradable. They're biodegradable if they're in a high heat furnace somewhere, if they are recycled. They don't break down in our waterways and they clog up our sewage and they end up in the ocean, and it's a huge problem. Plus, if you're using them for makeup removal, it's really not good for your skin. So cut these out of your routine and you can swap to a cotton pad alternative instead. Again, you can buy these once and you'll be able to reuse them for many, many, many years. These you can get in like a pack of 10 or 20, reuse them as much as you want, and they're just as effective as getting your makeup off as our wipes. And you just bang them in the wash when you're done. Other things to avoid going down your drains are bleach and cleaning products, especially ones that contain chemicals and phosphates, because they are so bad for our oceans and the environment. Even most of them have the little warning sign with a dead fish and dead trees on it. And it's like, why are we putting this down our toilet and our drains if it's so bad for the environment? Because if you remember Finding Nemo, every drain leads to the ocean. So let's swap out these toxic chemical products and swap for plastic-free, more natural options instead. I've been using Ocean Saver for years now, but there's loads of other options out there. I will put some on screen here for you that you can try. These are usually the same price, if not cheaper, than your standard household brands. I really love using Ocean Saver's refillable capsules that you put in water. I find the natural, eco-friendly alternatives as well don't have such a strong chemical smell, which really affect my sinuses. And again, I think it's been proven recently that the chemical fumes from cleaning are really bad and can probably cause cancer and stuff. I will put a screenshot of the article that I read here. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Just swap to natural, plastic-free products that are better for our health, they're better for the planet, and also save us money in the process. Another swap you can make is swapping out any of your cosmetics to plastic-free, eco-friendly, cruelty-free, vegan alternatives. Now, there are so many different types of cosmetics out here. If you have a 20-step skincare routine, but you're trying to save money, cut that down to like 3 types of skincare, because I'm sure those 20 things are probably doing the exact same thing all together. And they're probably not benefiting you that much. They're probably stripping away your skin barrier, probably stripping away moisture, and you're putting a lot of money on your face that is not actually needed. And a lot of cosmetics these days actually still contain plastic. I use plastic-free, refillable, eco-friendly, vegan, cruelty-free skincare for my cleansers and my moisturizing and my serums. I tend to use Nini Organics now and nothing else. They are a natural UK based brand. They are plastic free, cruelty free, vegan, refillable, you name it. They are such a nice brand to be able to support, and they have no nasties in their formulas, and they're all handmade, small batched in the UK. I'm not sponsored for this, by the way, I just really love their products. And swapping your cosmetics out for something like Nini is going to benefit your skin so much, because a lot of brands out there, again, they're not vegan and cruelty free, they come in loads of plastic, they're not refillable, and also a lot of the time they contain plastic. So you're essentially putting plastic on your skin. and that can't be good for anyone. So do your research, make sure obviously you're taking into consideration your skin's needs, but try to swap out your skincare for a natural alternative. You can also do this with your makeup as well. So I've been swapping plastic-free and refillable for my makeup, and I don't see the need to swap back. You'll be saving money and you'll also be supporting smaller, more sustainable brands. Another easy swap that you can make that will make a big difference to our ocean and our waterways is swapping out your sunscreen. Have you ever seen that like chemical film on the water as soon as you get into a pool or in the sea after you've put sun cream on? Yeah, that is literally all just going in the ocean. And sunscreen is very unregulated in terms of how reef friendly it is. So it's best to avoid these types of ingredients in your sunscreen and also support more sustainable, ethical brands. One of the brands that I'm really excited to try that I got a delivery from the other day is Stream to Sea. Now, they are an American brand, I think, but they do deliver to different countries as well. So I'm very excited to try them. Struggled with sunscreen in the past as my face breaks out and it gets quite oily. So I'm trying to find a natural alternative to sunscreen that is better for my skin, but also is better for the environment and the ocean as well, especially because I do a lot of scuba diving. So that's just another swap that hopefully will benefit your skin and the planet as well. Sticking with the skin theme, I'm also excited to try a natural insect repellent this year as well. Now, I live in the UK, so I don't usually get bitten by insects unless I'm abroad on holiday or if I'm in a tropical country. I get eaten alive when I'm there, actually. And I came across a brand called Love Bites Only, and they are a natural insect repellent brand. They are quite small. I think they're UK based, but I'm excited to try them on my next travel as well and see how effective it is. To be honest, I don't tend to use insecticide because of the impacts it has on the environment. So I'm really happy to find this natural alternative, and hopefully it doesn't affect my skin in any way. So I'll report back soon on that insect repellent and let you know if it's something I recommend or not. But I think it's another important thing to swap out because every time you rinse your body from this insect repellent, it's all going down the drains. I'm going to go a bit more generic here with these choices, but try to buy no new clothes this year. Use what you have, I'm sure you have enough, but if you need any more, try buy secondhand rather than buying new from the stores. Not only is the planet literally suffocating in textile waste worldwide, like buying the cheap stuff from Shein and Temu, H&M, Primark, all those fast fashion brands, Misguided, Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo. All of these companies are just overproducing and it's just not needed. They're ending up in charity shops, they're ending up in landfill because the quality is terrible, and we're also contributing to child slavery, terrible working conditions, and also the plastic and chemicals that are used in these products have been proven to be really bad for our health. So making this swap will not only save you money throughout the year, but it will be better for your health, it will be better for the planet, and I think it's a really important swap, and I think it's a really important factor in slowing down consumerism worldwide. If you must buy new clothes, try and buy 100% natural materials in the clothing. It might be a little bit more expensive, but it will last you longer, it will feel better on your skin, and it's less likely to break and end up in a charity shop or landfill. Bonus points if you're also washing your clothes with a microfiber filter or a microfiber bag. It's actually a legal requirement in the UK now for new washing machines to have a microfilter attached on their pipes because microfibers from synthetic clothes like polyester end up in our waterways, and again, the microplastics are causing a huge problem for our oceans. So check your washing machine's manufacturer before you actually buy anything, but if you can get a microfiber filter for your washing machine, or if you can buy the bags as well to put your clothes in to stop the microfibers from shedding from your clothes, that would be really beneficial for the planet. Yeah, it might be a little bit more money for you, but it'll benefit the environment so much. And another thing that I encourage you to stop buying is new tech. Tech has such a big impact on the environment, and I don't think a lot of people realise. The demand for precious metals that are used to make this new tech is skyrocketing, which means that we're having to mine more virgin materials from the ground, and these mines are terrible for the environment, and also there's a lot of human rights issues around this as well worldwide. By reducing the demand for new tech, we're hopefully going to stop things like deep sea mining happening in the future, which is going to have such a detrimental effect on our oceans. Again, these are topics that I'm really passionate about, and I've got so much more information on them them. So if you're interested in learning more about the impacts on new tech, clothing, and any of the other products that I've listed above, please let me know in the comments and I'll do a separate video on this. So there are my few swaps and lifestyle changes that I hope are easy for you to adopt to make a difference to your bank, to the environment, and just make you feel a bit better about your choices in the future. If there's any swaps that I didn't mention that you're really wanting to swap out this year and you're struggling to find an alternative, please let me know in the comments. And if you're looking to reduce your consumer habits and also stop impulse buying, then I highly recommend watching this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.